ground for clearance was at regard 4969. Regard 4969, clear to Charlotte Airport as filed, maintain 3000, expect flight, correction, expect 16,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.4, squawk 7320.
Clear to Charlotte as filed, climb maintain 3000, 160, 10 minutes after departure frequency 127.4, squawk 7320 for Regard 4969.
Regard 4969, read that correct.
Howdy, Clarence. Southwest 3339 going to Nashville Alpha.
Southwest 3339, ground clear to Nashville Airport as filed, maintain 3000, expect flight level 340, 10 minutes after. Departure frequency 127.4, squawk 2665.
Clear Nashville outbound 3000, 340, 10 after departure 27.4, squawk 2665.
Southwest 3339, read that correct.
Delivery Southwest 3138 on our way to St. Louis, as our best.
Southwest 3138 ground clear to the SPL Airport as filed. On departure maintain 3000. Expect flight level 400, 10 minutes later. Departure frequency is 127.4, squawk 3233.
Okay, clear to St. Louis as filed on departure 3000, 400 and 10, 127.4, 3233, Southwest 3138.
3138, read that correct on top today.
Convoy 3933, copy back to the
3936, ground clear to Dallas Fort Worth Airport as filed. On departure maintain 3000.
Alright, let's get that air off here.
10 minutes later. Departure frequency is 127.4, squawk 0750.
Hey everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. Today I'm back at Microsoft. I was having some issues with some stutters for the past day and a half I've been trying to get rid of. Hopefully I got rid of most of them. I don't know where they came from. It was after the last mandatory update from Microsoft. So all of a sudden I got whacked and nothing but stutters. So hopefully I got rid of most of that now and I'm back to where I was before that update. So we're going to do a short run. This is a Silver Airways flight, flight number 73. They run from Key West up to Orlando. They did the ride in an hour and 9 minutes, but they didn't use a 737 like we're using, so we might be a little quicker. With that, I'm pretty much ready for engine start. I got most of this stuff all set up because I don't have the screens in the back because my laptop here or my iPad battery is dead, so I can't give you those screens to follow along. So with that, I do believe APU is up and running. We are ready for engine start, so let's get on out of here. Packs are off, anti-collision lights coming on, and let's start number 2. Oh, these should be down here. What is that? These are backwards. See if that's going to work, or I'm going to have to redo them. Hey Sola, how's it going? Oh, you've morphed? Hoping I can get a ride in today here. No, this is not going to work, right? Alright, I'm going to have them backwards, it looks like, I think. I started backwards, so My cutoffs are going to be backwards. I didn't have them off when I started. I'm definitely not resetting this again. So you'll notice that they'll be reversed for this ride. All the testing I've been doing for the past 2 days. If I would have stayed with X-Plan, I probably could have got 7 or 8 rides in. This was a pain this last go around. Alright, let's see. We stable here? You're off. Auto, let's start number 1.
Standby 1, please. And who was it approving? 2743-8, right? That's straight out via hotel and modern 19-1.
Yeah, when Microsoft Flight Simulator works, it's nice. When it doesn't, man, which seems to be more often than not, it's a bit of a pain. But this will be my first real test, trying to get from point A to point B, cold and dark, to secure it on the back end. We'll see how it goes. Alright. It's good. Good, you can come off. And we got a clean board. Alright, so let's get on out of here. We don't have to worry about push, so let me that. Let me have you. And you don't have any screens back there, so I don't have to give you this lower display. And that's all looking pretty good. You are set, you are set. That is set. Let me have a quick peek. It's been a while. And idle detent, engine generators are on. That's all looking pretty good. And AC voltmeter run Gen 1. Probe heat switches are on. Engine wing, any ice is required. They're off. Exterior lights, we are good. APU is off. Master caution, we got a clean board. Flaps are set. Transponders TA auto, weather radar. And let me have you, TA auto. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's see if this is going to work. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the brake release. Oh, there we go. Heard it that time. Hey Christian, what's up? Trying to get a flight here in MS 2020. It's been giving me some big time issues with some stutters. Oh, matter of fact, I got to change that front screen. You can see flickers starting already. I got to go to window 3, and then the flickers are gone. I am getting some flickers there on the left. Oh, they're gone too. Someone just come in. Who's that? Oh, they just disappeared right on the runway. Interesting. That's not good. So this looks pretty smooth right here. Oh, we'll see on the back end when we get into Orlando. But this is a lot better than what I started with 2 days ago. No doubt about it.
Heavy reback is correct. Have your day. Thank you.
Stand on it. Endeavor 5365, clear to the Kilo Bravo Tango Romeo Airport. Was that the destination? Clear to the Kilo Bravo Tango Romeo Airport.
Oh, hey, Jim, how's it going?
Airport via the...
Yeah, Christian, we'll find out when we come into Orlando. Right now, it seems better than when I first started. And it didn't matter what the settings were, too. I could have it at TAA, stutter. I could have it at the NVIDIA with the extra screens being put in, the extra frames, stutter. Get rid of the clouds, still stutter. I've tried about 7 or 8 different sets of video drivers. I'm using the latest that are in here now. And it's funny because I can run in here and I'll know right from the main menu. The main menu, the doors usually open and close nice and smooth on that right screen. They'll go like this. Same thing with the people walking inside the building. They'll just jump. Something weird going on there. I will switch on over. Oops, wrong frequency.
Yes, sir. Okay, we are now here inside of a 140.
A little bit of a flicker there.
Delta 70, report your speed to approach and 12105. Good morning.
40% toga. I want to let them build up before we start rolling. Thrust set airspeed's active. Check, throttle hold, and we are stable through 80. Gear up. Pretty cool view out that left window. Flaps 1. And I don't need that anymore. Flaps up. Pretty cool view. All right, we're inbound Moody. PMDG is handling rather nicely. .250 climb. All right, you can have it, PMDG. Oh, you. Let's see how the auto flight does this ride. What I missed text-wise here. Okay, I got Jim. Really? Flight Illusion's gone? Ouch. Wow. No wonder why I haven't been able to get an answer from him about his gauges. Wow, that stinks. That's not good, man. Hopefully these gauges don't burn out. Ugh. Man, that's not good at all. Man, they made some great stuff. Oh, that stinks. All right, we're going to 5-3 now. And we're inbound Buffett. And the fuel 15.8, 15.8. We're right on the money. Hey, Roken Zone, how's it going? Wow, I can't believe that. I'm surprised nobody wanted to buy out the business. Unless he was planning on coming back, maybe. Ouch. All right, let's see. What are we looking at here? We've got 253 miles to Orlando. Another 10 miles at top of climb. And we're pretty smooth. They can run around. And we're coming up on 10. So far, pretty cool run from cold and dark. What is that? Oh, is it Frank? Tell him I'll call him back in a little while. Tell him I'm flying now. Tell him I'm on YouTube. Tell him I'm flying live. Oh, okay. You told him Shadow had his first dose of radiation? He goes tomorrow?
All right. All right.
I'll call him later.
All right. Thanks, Frank. Love you.
Oh. Yeah, Jim, you know what? I'm hoping these gauges last, or that if we have to take them apart, that we can find the parts to fix them. You know? That's the one good thing about already having these gauges, I guess, already, is being able to take them apart, and hopefully you can find the motors that drive them and replace them. But for those that don't have it, man, nobody wanted to take it over. Wow, I'm surprised. Would have been nice if Flightdeck Solutions took them over. I don't know where their gauges come from, but that really would have been great. All right, that's cruise. So that's 7 minutes from the runway. Well, I didn't start the clock from the ramp, but it's probably about 11 minutes from the ramp. And we're looking at 186 miles top of descent, 238 to go. "18 years. Wow. I would think that the flight sim crowd. How you doing, pal? Put him up over here on the seat. Or bring him up on the seat. That's Shadow Man. What's up, pal? How you doing, buddy? He's like, yeah, just throw me up. He don't want to fly. Oh, he wants dinner? Well, I hope you saw him when he got up here real quick. He left one of his nails here. I don't know if you got to see him, but that's Shadow. That's the first officer that usually rides in the front seat. on that right seat there. Right now he's dealing with a brain tumor. So he went for his first treatment of radiation, and he's got another one coming up tomorrow. And then his third is on Monday, his final treatment. And then I think we go back in a week or two to see just how, whether or not it worked on the brain tumor or not. So we kind of got lucky in a way, because the only way we found this happened December 22nd, just before Christmas, completely destroyed the holidays. December 22nd, I think it was a Sunday, my wife said, Shadow's just having a hard time going to the bathroom. So we figured urinary tract infection, right? No big deal. Monday we bring him to the vet. Sure enough, they treat him for a urinary tract infection. So Monday night comes, and Dawn's like, he's walking a little funny. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, yeah, he ain't walking right. And I noticed that his eyes really weren't moving at all. So I went and I checked him, and he was completely blind. He couldn't see anything. I mean, I came from the side like this to get him. He just had that blank forward stare, couldn't see anything in front of him. And, well, that really scared the poop out of me. At that point, we brought him to the veterinary hospital, Calusa, down here. And I'll tell you, these vets, I mean, they're great, but not so much. I told her, I said, listen, I want him to have him checked for a tumor. And the first word out of the vet's mouth was Google, thinking I took like all the 2 minutes to go on Google to diagnose this cat. I've had him for 10.5 years. I know the animal. And she said, let me do my exam. All right, go ahead. So she went, she did her exam. He was tender in the abdomen. So they wanted to do ultrasound. I was like, fine, go ahead. But as it turned out, he just had a urinary tract infection, so that's why he was tender. There was nothing wrong. So she checked his eyes, and I said, look at his eyes. His pupils are unequal. One's bigger than the other, and it's a little sluggish on response. I says, I'm telling you, I think the cat's got a brain tumor. So after about a day and a half, they kept him overnight. She finally says, you know what, I think your husband's right. So they pointed us to the Animal Cancer Treatment Center in Fort Lauderdale. So we brought the cat down there, and they looked him over. I thought they were going to tell me take him home and just make him comfortable, because it's 40% on the left-hand side of his brain. And I thought we were just going to bring him home and keep him comfortable, but he says nope. He said they made a tremendous amount of strides in radiation therapy, and he can have SRS. It's only 3 treatments of very high radiation with pinpoint accuracy at the tumor. So it's done in 3 treatments. So he's had his first one yesterday. He gets the next one on Thursday and the last one on Monday. So, and then a week or 2 weeks from there, he'll go back in for another CT and then see if it did anything. But his eyesight is back. His walking is better. He's not putting his head up against the wall anymore like he was doing. So he's definitely better than what he was. But man, vets are expensive. Man, that cat has completely wiped out my my Flightdeck fund. I thought my throttle quad, money being God, was bad. Man, he just wiped out my 2 computers fund and my 3 monitor exchange fund. So we're up to $30,000 with this cat. But the good news is, after he did the exam and they looked at the MRI before we started treatment, he says, without treatment, he probably has about 2 months. With treatment, he says we might be able to completely destroy the tumor, and he's looking at more than likely 30 months, maybe longer. So that's 2.5 years. He's 10.5 now. That'll get him to 13. I won't feel so bad if he makes it to 13, That's pretty decent, I think. Not great for a cat, but better than 10.5. So my neighbors think I'm nuts. I'm just lucky my wife is like, He's your pal. You got to do what you got to do. But the money's for in here anyway, so. So that's where we are now. So tomorrow, if I get a flight in tomorrow live, it's probably going to be late in the day because he has to go get his treatment. And then I have to keep an eye on him for a little while afterwards because he may have a seizure from the treatment. So I have this spray I got to put in his nose if it happens. So far, no seizures. He's probably been about as good as you can get. But the urinary tract infection, actually, what caused the extra pressure on the eyes for him to lose focus, why he was kind of walking funny in the beginning before he went completely blind. And once we reduced the inflammation from the urinary tract infection, his eyesight came back. He didn't have a blowout or anything from the tumor. So his eyes are good. They're equal. They're reactive. He's got his sight back. He's walking pretty good. He's not crossing over anymore with his walking. He's not walking the perimeter. He's not putting his head up against the wall. So he's way better than what he was December 23rd and 24th. No doubt about it. So, well, we won't know for another couple of weeks whether or not the treatment really has taken out that much of the tumor. Another good thing is that the tumor is slow growing. So even if we can reduce it by 80%, if we can't destroy it completely, he can get another 2.5, 3 years out of the deal. That'd be pretty cool. So far he's hanging in there like a trooper. And something I never knew about cats is that, even dogs, cats and dogs don't suffer the same type of nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, that kind of stuff. The side effects from radiation, chemo, and cobalt type of treatment. They don't get nowhere near as sick as we do from the treatment. So that was pretty cool. So far, pretty good. Fingers are crossed. So I have a 1970 Dodge Challenger, a numbers matching beauty, that's insured for $100,000 that I may be thinking of selling soon. We've been able to cover his bills, but I've completely wiped out the funds in the bank. So if I want to upgrade my flight deck, I'm going to have to sell the car now. I'm going to have to wait for an extended period of time to save up again. So, still making up my mind. I don't use the car that much. It only goes to a few shows, collects a few trophies that collect dust on the shelf, and then she sits in the garage to the next show. So, I rarely take her for rides anymore down A1A just to go for a cruise. So, and any additional treatment going forward, hopefully there'll be extra cash in the bank to actually pay for it. So. I tell you, that's one lucky cat, though. He's lucky we got the funds to do it, or he'd really be in serious trouble. All right, what are we looking at here? We've got 125 miles top of descent, 178 to go, 177 to go to Orlando. And at RSW, that should be coming into range now, and that should be 350. You're a little behind the time there, buddy. We should have 13.4 on the fuel. We're at 14 right now, and we should have 11.6 when we get in. So we're looking pretty good. All in all, relatively nice ride. So, and we're just about 40 miles out of Fort Myers. Naples is pretty much right down there. My brother-in-law lives down on that side of Naples with his wife. Actually, right near that airport there. So we're going to be passing over his house in another minute or two. So what did I miss while I was rambling here? 18 years of business. What equipment did they provide? Flight Illusions Broken Zone, they actually supplied all of the gauges that I have in here. See the standby gauges that are here, the yaw damper, the clocks that are there, the flaps gauge, the brake pressure gauge. On the forward overhead, it's the pressure gauges, the EGT for the APU, the fuel gauge, the bleeds gauge, the O2 gauge, the AC gauge. So basically all the gauges that are in here is from Flight Illusions. So I guess they're going to become pretty expensive in the not too distant future as they become scarce for builders. Unless someone else comes on the market. But if they are, you might as well take a shortcut. Take Flight Illusion stuff, because I can tell you that's well-built stuff that is well worth the cash. And what else? New York City. Hey, Gregory, how's it going? Yeah, my old stomping ground. Well, not really. I'm from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, not from the city itself. And yours had cancer as well? Yeah. Yeah, that stinks. We had one that needed surgery, Kira, a few years ago. And I told the vet when I brought her in, listen, you need to give her fluids, make her stronger before doing the surgery. Now the vet looking at me like I had two freaking heads. You know, I worked on an ambulance as a medic in New York for a few years for the New York City Fire Department, so I do have a little bit of a clue. Sure enough, the cat survived the surgery but wouldn't wake up from the anesthesia. You know, amazing. 14 months ago, when I brought Shadow in for sneezing, I wanted him checked for a tumor because I thought that's what it was. And they talked me out of it and talked me into diabetes, which he had a touch of diabetes there as well, but he also had the other condition. So, sure enough, 14 months later, the tumor that I suspected that was in his head is grown to 40% of the left side of his head now. So, and a little bit of his is into the bone. So, you know, we'll do what we can. But I know what it's like not being able to bring them home, especially if it's unexpected. You know, I wasn't expecting Kira to pass away. I was expecting her to pick her up after surgery, bring her home. She was only 10 at the time. You know, I was crushed for days. My wife, with my breathing, my wife thought they were going to put me in the ER. Man, I was not ready for that at all. That was my little baby. She was the first cat that we ever had down here. I've always had dogs growing up. And the only reason why we have cats is because we found them in the backyard. Retirement? Oh, you're not kidding, Jim. You know, I don't even have an alarm clock in my bedroom anymore. My wife knows. If we make doctor's appointments, you know, whether it's my lung guy, the GP, whatever we're doing, it's always after lunch. When they come back from lunch, all nice, fresh, full, bellies are full, make me the first visit there. But other than that, every day is Saturday. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Even being sickly, it's beautiful. All right, what are we looking at here? We've got another 8 miles or so to RSW. So Fort Myers, we should have 13.4 on the fuel. We're at 13.5. So we're looking pretty good. 11.6 when we get in. Another 88 miles to top of the descent. 141 to go to Orlando. Yeah, I haven't heard from Frank in a while. One of my friends up at, actually Frank, that guy that called that he was checking on Shadow. That's the sergeant that's responsible for saving my butt. Way back when, during 9/11, I was an officer. I had left the New York City Fire Department and did a lateral move pension-wise into the Tri-Borough Bridge and Tunnel Authority. And I was assigned down in Manhattan, about 2 blocks from where the towers once stood. And a couple of years after the fact, the city came up with a treatment plan and a place where you can go get checked. I was in my 30s back then. I didn't feel sick. I wasn't going to use any of the resources. You know, and I told Frank, who was a sergeant back then, I was just an officer. I didn't make sergeant just yet. And he broke my chops for about a week. He said, come on. He said, I got an appointment with Mount Sinai. Sergeant Leonardi's got one. Come on. Why don't you come with us and go get checked? And it took him about a week to break my chops before I finally gave in. Because I said, listen, I'm not sick. I'm not going to take resources away from someone else. And good thing he talked me into it, because I ended up with kidney cancer, thyroid cancer. I got a brain lesion, breathing issues, sinusitis, rhinitis, a whole bunch of stuff. And the big thing was the kidney cancer back then. If they didn't catch that, I probably wouldn't have known until the cancer was pretty far advanced. So he saved my life, that guy. No doubt about it. On and off the job. Frankie boy. Give him a call later, see how he's doing. I haven't talked to him in a while. He was, those of you that follow my videos here on YouTube, he's the guy that's got the bald head, and you'll see me sitting in the right-hand seat. Not Scott. Scott was here not that long ago, but Frankie boy from Staten Island, up in New York. He was down here with his daughters. His daughters came for a ride, too, enjoying the scenery around New York, Manhattan. Yeah, basically. Yep. My job now are doctors. Doctors and tests. Matter of fact, I think my pulmonologist should be coming up soon. He's got me on some new medication, some long-term stuff. Seems to be working pretty good. I haven't had any spells where I woke up in the middle of the night gasping for air. And I still get my coughing spells, but nowhere near as severe. I can pretty much keep them under control because I haven't had the need to use my, I have a bottle of syrup that has codeine in it to try and get it under control if it starts, because if I can't, I end up with shortness of breath, chest pains, and then I'm in the hospital for at least a minimum of 6 to 8 hours because I have a right side of bundle branch block, which is the electrical system of the heart. So I do my damnedest to keep that cough in check because I do not want to go there. Hospital is not where you want to go when you're sick because you're only going to get worse being around all those sick people. I try to avoid it at all costs. I'll tell you, these clouds in 2020 look amazing. Oh, we got an aircraft heading in the opposite direction. I can see the vapor trail. Close enough where I can see the nav lights. Cool. Alright, that should be in range, and we should be 007 there. Louis, you're behind the times again. What are we coming up at down? Down, we should have 12.4. We're at 12.9. 60 miles top of descent, 113 to go. Where are you on Pan Am 1989? No, I wasn't on Pan Am back then, but way back when, Eastern Airlines. What a beautiful view, man. Tell you, even today, they're my favorite paid schemes. Pan Am, Eastern, TWA, you know. think I have a few of them in here for MS 2020. PMDG. I think there's a few of them in here. Who, me, Memphis? Oh, I doubt it. I'll tell you, they really did a great job with the clouds here. The haze, being able to see through them, the way it just kind of whites out. Very nicely done. Would be nice if X-Plane, Laminar can hire that guy for a little while. Get him to work on their clouds. Because I'm assuming it's a guy. It could be a woman too, but whoever it is, definitely seems to know their business. That's for sure. Looks great. And so far, the entire ride's been pretty smooth. Haven't noticed any major stuttering. Oh, hey, soft. This is 2020. Airsoft. I don't have 2024 installed. I had it installed, and then I got rid of it when I found out there was no offline option. So I don't want to fly the flight deck based on their server demand and whether or not I'm going to hit with flickers, stutters, and whatnot. But if they do come out with an offline option for 2024, I'll be back day one. No doubt about it. But I'll tell you, 2020 looks great. And for airliner flying, it's probably, I don't think you're going to see that much of a difference between 2020 and 2024 unless you're getting into mountainous areas and you're low to the ground. I'm only going to see that at airports, so I'm not really going to see the grass and things like that. Definitely some flickers going on there now. More than likely associated with the clouds. And getting them on the right side as well. Not so much in the front. Little tiny flickers I can see. Let's get some air in here. All this equipment on. Gets really warm in here after a short period of time. Yeah, and it's not just 2024 I have to wait for. I'd have to wait for PMDG to get their aircraft up and running well with it as well. And because that's the aircraft that I use with the flight deck. So, not just 2024. But from what I've seen in the alpha stuff, it looked really great. With the day and a half that I had it the first go around when they first opened it up, a lot of that was spent trying to log in. And that was after having everything already downloaded and installed. So hopefully Aerosoft will see their way into giving us an offline option. But they're definitely going to lose money, because I purchased the deluxe premium package, and if I come back to 2024, it's going to be for the standard version. You know, I'm using PMDG. I don't need all the extra aircraft, and for the amount of extra airports they're giving me, it's just not worth the cash. It would be nice if they offered an option for those of us that fly one aircraft or two aircraft at a payware, and give us an option to upgrade to a super premium deluxe that just has airports and no aircraft in it. Pretty nice view now, and we're back to being smooth. So I wonder if the haze of the clouds have a little bit to do with it. Oh no, Eric, I can turn off the Google Maps and I can turn off the photogrammetry. And once I log in and they confirm that I'm the legal owner of 2020, I can fly offline with offline buildings. Can't do that in 2024. If you get disconnected from the internet, you got maybe about 20, 30 seconds left of flying, and then you're just going to come to a halt. Oh, the MAX, yeah, really? It's that bad? Oh, that's a shame. I only flew their Cessna for a little while, and the Cessna didn't feel that bad at all. It reminded me of the 172 that I flew out in Long Island. So it actually had a nice feel to it. So definitely had a better feel in 2024 than 2020. No doubt about it. But that was the only aircraft that I really flew in 2024. But it felt pretty good. It reminded me of being in the Cessna 172. So, although that was what, 30, 40 years ago I was in that aircraft, so who knows what the brain actually remembers, you know? Let's see, you should do some Europe flights, maybe. Oh yeah, Innsbruck to, I have them written down. Innsbruck is a nice place to do, especially in 2020. I would imagine it's going to be even better in 2024. Yeah, that's definitely a go-to airport in Europe. Innsbruck, no doubt about it. Coming in and out of there, nice big loop and turn coming on out in between the mountains, getting a view of the little village or whatever it is down below. Yeah, beautiful. I haven't flown into Tecontin in 2020 yet. I would imagine in 2024 that's got a pretty cool ride as well. That's one mean airport. Alright, what are we looking at here? Moans, we should have 12. We've got 12. And we're going to be heading on down another 5 miles. We'll get them back in their seats. And we're good all the way down. What are we holding at here? We're holding at 3. Alright, let's see how PMDG handles the descent. So far, it's been a great ride. And yeah, Innsbruck, yeah, that's just an amazing airport. Yeah, not in 2024 yet. Yeah, I know. Oh, you uninstalled 24 for 20? Yeah. Oh, 20 for 24. And we're on our way down. That's 36 minutes since we left the runway at Key West. And we've got another 52 miles to go to Orlando. This has been a pretty great ride. How about we bring up that approach chart? The arrival. Oh, we're not at Key West. We're in KMCO. And what did I say we had? We had the Mini 5. Oh yeah, we're on there already. We're well in there already. Inbound Mini right now. So we got a right, a left coming up. We got a right coming up to Unity. Then from Unity we would get vectors. And we're going to be heading into runway 35 right via the RNAV. Yeah, I'm hopefully by the time PMDG gets around to getting most of their bugs worked out with 24 will be looking great. And at least they'll give me an offline option, which would be rather nice. But if they don't, 2020 is still running great. And I run X-Plane 12 at night, so I prefer that for my night rides because it just looks so much better at night. All right, we're starting to slow down now. We're going to slow to 240. All right. And we're going to 67. Yeah, maybe I'll do another ride after I get something to eat from Orlando, maybe down to either Miami or West Palm Beach. Pretty smooth right here. That's a great view out that right window. Beautiful view. The way the sun glistens off the water, very nice. Although every now and then you get that kind of a weird look when the monitor's moving. Maybe it's my monitors doing it. They are almost 10 years old, so they are getting a little tired. Yeah, I think trying to stream everything is a bit, although, you know, you got companies like Netflix that have no problem streaming movies to all these people, which I'm sure there's more people watching movies from Netflix than there are people flying MS 2020. But I think they're being a little stingy with the service, and what they're giving out is what's doing it. Since that'll cost money, I'm sure they're trying to give us just the bare minimum. And we're at 10 here. And I think that in part is why the release went so bad. Because when they ran their alpha testing with about 200,000 people on it, it was like butter. I used that for the entire weekend. I had no issues connecting, getting on, and flying. So I thought 2024 was going to give us a little bit more offline. I thought they learned from 2020, and I thought it was going to be a heck of a lot better going that route. But boy, they fooled me. Yeah, I haven't taken a look at 2024 at night. If I ever get a night version, I may end up switching over. Who knows? But right now, I like X-Plane 12 night lighting because I control the individual light bulbs and whatnot. All right, let's get some drag in here. You want some drag? And from what I understand, they got a new sound setup coming out for PMDG. That, from what everybody's been talking about, is absolutely stunning. So we'll see what that adds into the mix. Yeah, it's not on the internet. Matter of fact, because of all the studies that were going on, I ran 3D Mark, I ran Cinebench, I did all kinds of testing. I did the DLSS test, I did internet test, ping test, up and download speeds. Not on my end. I have it all written out actually on a piece of paper. So my up and down are freaking just about maxed out. My ping is like 2.8 milliseconds. And getting some flicker there. And on the left. And in the center a little bit as well. Sometimes it almost seems as if it depends on the direction you're looking at. That's what it seems like sometimes. And let's get you back. And what are we coming in at? Buck 49. Ooh, we're hoofing it, boy. Oh, it took my VNAV away again. I guess that's not fixed. And we're going to slow down. Let me go. Yeah, let's go to 2. Let's go to flaps up first. Wow, what a beautiful view. All right, let's switch over. We've got 3.5 right on the GNAV. And we're going to pick it up at cruise. Man, I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but wow, this looks great. All the shadows and the light coming, peeking through the clouds onto the ground terrain. Very nice. And we've got Orlando off to our left. take a look at this. What did I say we have? 13, wing 5. We're coming in on 3-5 right. Man, are we going to have a taxi. Got to get to airside 1. All right, let's get you up. Give me flaps 1. Let's start slowing down here. Nice and smooth right now. Beautiful turn. How about that view? Outstanding. Give me 5. Matter of fact, we'll go right to 10. And let's get the heading in for the way out. Right. That's good. And now let me have the gear. Be 15 on the flaps. And we're going to slow all the way up. My bird, I've got control. And look at that view. Man, outstanding. See, this is where X-Plane just can't compete. And we got a 6-knot headwind just about. Reset. Yep, I'm already set, Johnny. All right, lights, engine start selectors, auto brake, speed brake, landing gear, flaps. Well, we're getting there right now. Flaps are set, and they have been notified. Oh, this is the view right here. Man. 10-mile final. Great view. I don't need you anymore. Let's have the airport. Coming in on 3-5 right. We'll take Juliet across. I hope you're enjoying that view. Man. Golf course out to the left, just like it is in the real world. Beautiful. So this ride was done in 1 hour and 9 minutes. Right now, we're 47 minutes since we entered the runway. 54 minutes from the gate, just about. So, they weren't using a 737, so. Not surprised we're a little early. Silver Airways, I don't even know if they run 737s. 13-knot headwind just about now. Picked up a little bit. Well, I say all in all, PMDG did a great job this ride. Aircraft felt good. Auto flight system performed beautifully. Continue. Prepare for landing. A little bit of a flicker there. A little bit of a float. Welcome to Orlando. We're going all the way down to the end here. We'll pick up Juliet. We'll pick up Juliet. Yeah, I don't know why that does a test. It shouldn't. Shouldn't do a test, that's for sure. Alright, we're on Juliet here. Take Juliet across. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Got a bit of a taxi now. We've got gate 13. Would have been nice if we came in on 36 right. And we've got some big time divots over here. Hope it doesn't destroy the landing gear. Looks like where the underground roadway is. There's one. And there should be one on the other end. Seems to be at the bridge. Let's slow down here. That's 50 minutes runway to runway. Alright, we're going to come off down this end here. Yeah, you can see where the roadway is. Don't see a drop here though. Alright, Juliet, and we're making a left here. Oh, there it is right there. Ooh, easy, easy, easy. Don't want to mess up the landing gear. There we go. Nice and mellow. Alright, APU is up. And we'll give that a minute. And then we'll switch over. All in all, though, this has been a pretty good ride. No really big complaints. Alright, we're taking this to Hotel. Hotel to Golf. Golf all the way around. Golf back to Juliet. And let's see, what did I miss? Well, you're in the UK, huh? I hope we have another great flight. I hope I get another one in there, Airsoft. Have a good night, friend. Have a good night. 2 casualties. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the ride, Jim. I did. Alright, and we're taking you to Golf. Alright. Homeland, they're on their way. They're going to be doing a pee-pee test on me. Tell you, the water looks rather nice up close, too. Alright, let's light them up here. Left on Golf. And let's switch over to bleed air. We can kill number 2. Yep, I know they're backwards. I started with them in the wrong position because I was doing some testing to get rid of the stutters and I never set them correctly to start with, so they're backwards this ride.
And I'm on to the right, turn left on side to the
15 degrees, and I'm on G2.
Just about done. And hydraulic should pop next on the screen.
And I'm on to the right.
And we got another bridge, another double bridge coming up here.
Descent level 100 and the left turn by 153, schedule 117.
And it's what, 6 o'clock? Oh yeah, I should be able to get another ride in after dinner. No doubt about it. Yeah, maybe we'll go from Orlando down to West Palm. Nice little quick zip down there. And then tomorrow, if I get a ride in live, it's going to be late in the day because Shadow has to go for his radiation treatment. So, wow, this is some hill. Hydraulics, yes, thank you. Let's have a peek. If I can get this out. Wow. I don't know what that was all about. Oh, let's see, taxi and exterior lights as needed. We are good. APU is up and running. Your dampers off. Window heat switches. Whoa. Window heat switches are off. It was doing that before, and I went and calibrated, and I'm still getting it yanking every now and then for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, probe heats off, wind and engine anti-ice are off. Engine start selectors as needed, they are off. Speed brakes down, flaps are up, transponders TA auto, and weather radar set to test already. And we're heading right in here. And I don't see any aircraft at this airport at all. Didn't see any at Key West either. Alright, we'll take Juliet 2. Pick a gate, any gate.
Good morning, Lord. One X-ray, 715130.
16188, campus line level 170.
170, sir. 61 X-ray.
So with that long taxi, comes out to about an hour and 9 minutes. So it's about right with what they did in the real world, Silver Airways, with this extended taxi. And we can kill you. Pick a gate, any gate. Pick a gate, any gate. Pick a gate, any gate.
Flight level 290, any direction available, 690.
Oh, gotta go the other way. They're backwards now. Any collision, let them run around. All right. So, what did I miss here on the way in? Let's see. Thanks for the ride, Mike. Oh, you got it, Jim. Let's see. Very high risk. We get hostages. Shots fired, yeah. That's probably from Port Authority. Coming to take me out of here. All right, so MS 2020 and PMDG performed really well this ride. It's one of the first rides back in 2020 for 2025 that I've done after getting all these studies figured out. So I'm going to go have something to eat. I'm going to come back maybe in a couple of hours and get another ride in. We'll go from Orlando right from here, and maybe we'll head down to West Palm Beach. I'm going to leave this up and running just as if another crew was going to come in and take over, because I want to test the stability, and having this sitting here for a couple of hours before I do my next ride after the last one I just did, I think is going to be a good test. All right, everybody. I always enjoy the company and the conversation, so thanks for joining me this afternoon, and I will catch you on my next one, everybody. Take care.
Feedback to 250. 350,